I'm 16 years old, and over the last 2 years I've been working both self-improvement and on businesses. And today I want to just go through, if I had to start again, exactly what I'd do and basically how I would start. So if you're in my situation, so obviously 2 years ago I was like 14, like just turned 14, and I was actually sort of, basically how it started, I was like really skinny, and to the point where I was like dangerously underweight, and my parents were like warning me. They were like saying, if you don't put some weight on, you're gonna have to go to hospital and be like put on drips and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I don't want that to happen. So it kind of all started with me forcing myself to sort of build a bit of muscle. So I've linked it in one of my other videos before, but I'll link it in the description of this one. It's my old Instagram that I used to post on when I first started weightlifting. So I started, my whole self-improvement journey started with working out from home and basically just lifting some dumbbells that I had in my room. So you can look back at that Instagram if you want, feel free. As I said, I'll leave it in the description. But you'll see there that I was like really skinny, and basically the only muscle I had was simply because I was just so skinny. Let me just go grab some sunglasses. Right, there we go, that's much better. So as I was saying, the whole reason my journey started was because I was too skinny and I needed to change. I kind of forced myself to change. So I started working out from home, and then soon after that, I honestly can't remember exactly how, I can't pinpoint it exactly, but the discipline I built from just training every day, I kind of fell in love with the process. And then as I was like sort of watching YouTube, like bodybuilders on YouTube and what have you, I ended up like stumbling across like Alex Hormozy and people like that, and that really sort of started me on this business journey where I would be like, literally whilst I was working out, in between sets I'd be noting down business ideas. I'd note down gym clothing brand ideas, I'd note down, I don't even know what, I've got loads of papers upstairs so I can definitely go and like check them out and look back on them. There was so many different business ideas I had, and I'd just be literally like every single day just watching videos. Like Iman Ghazi was a massive one. Like I shout out Iman Ghazi because he was great. Like when I was first starting, that's who I always used to watch. He's like my biggest inspiration, because obviously he started off at like the same age as me basically. So yeah, basically I started doing that. I was just noting loads of things down as I was working out. Soon after that, I started to get into business. So it was actually one day at school, like me and two of my other friends decided, let's start a clothing brand. But one of them like dropped out right away, which was fine, clearly just wasn't really interested in it. So me and like my business partner at the time and best friend started off with a clothing brand. So the clothing brand's actually called Micro Clothing, which is MYKRO. So again, you can go and check that out if you want. I'll definitely mention more about that in the future. I'm not going to go into depth right now, but we started the clothing brand, and short story, cut a long story short, it just didn't really work out. We had a few sales, but it was only at Christmas time, and we didn't really know content marketing because it was literally just our first business. Two like 14, 15 year olds, like just going straight into it, with not too much looking into it or anything. We just wanted to start it, just see how it went. But we got some funding and everything and brought a bulk order, but unfortunately it just didn't work out, and we've still got some of the samples to this day actually. But yeah, the clothes were good, like don't get me wrong, it was just the design. We weren't really very, we didn't really put much thought into it, if you want to say. But as two 14, 15 year olds, as I say, it was a lot, and we'd done well for the age. But I learned a lot from that. I'd learned the main thing you want to learn in business is the fact that a lot of times you're gonna have to work for nothing, and I learned that 100% because we were working on that brand for at least half a year before there was any kind of money, and that's a long time to be working, considering the amount of work we were putting in and the results we were getting from it were nothing. But like shortly after that, obviously this was when like Andrew Tate was like proper blowing up and everything. So again, Andrew Tate was a massive thing for me. But I kind of just did more research into it, and I found out about organic. So if you don't know, I do organic dropshipping, and I'm not a guru, I'm literally just a kid doing it. But yeah, I started off obviously with the clothing brand, and then I looked into that, saw that, and I was like, you know what, this could work for me. So I actually started organic then, which I think my first product, I believe, was the Ninja Spinner things. So there's actually a massive brand selling them. It's called Ninja Spinner with the keyring spinners. No, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a terrible product. I think we ended up running it for a good few months, like it was quite a while, and I think it ended up making like £500 in revenue, which again, considering we'd made nothing with a clothing brand and we'd gone in and made a product work just like that, was amazing. So I can actually remember my first sale as well, sitting in a science classroom in high school, and I just heard that noise and I didn't even know what it was until I checked. I was over the moon with it. It was crazy because it was like our first proper Shopify sale. And then shortly after that, so that was November time of 2023, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was 2023. So that was November time. So then obviously Q4 was already in the mix, but we found a product. So if you remember those RC drift cars, those mini, that little red one and that little blue RC drift car, we started running those in December and they like blew up. I think it was the second product and it was a winner. The most we did was like 6k revenue in like a month, which was amazing for the time and the age and everything, because it was our second product ever and we'd done a high amount of sales, so that was great. And then after that, so we made the 6k in revenue and we were like, okay, this is crazy, this works, this is really good. Then after that came like January time and we just didn't really know how to prolong the sales after Q4, and it really dipped. Like January was okay, February was just down, like, and then it was just a real grind from there because the sales were low. Obviously this was like the start of 2024 then, and like I'd say a few months after that, my business partner decided he didn't want to do it anymore, so he decided to leave. And you know, it was fine, it was okay. We're still really good friends to this day, so it's not like it was, you know, a bad split or anything. It was completely fine, I completely understood it. All that meant was it was just going to be a lot more work for me now, but I took it in a stride. I've got a really strong mindset, and you know, that starting with the home workouts really disciplined me. So after that, it was just me on my own journey then. So obviously I ran a few more products. I got used to it pretty quickly, to be honest, like working on my own. It wasn't too difficult to get used to. So again, like if you're wondering, you know, should I go in this with a business partner or not, it's completely up to you. You can do it on your own or you can do it together. You know, it doesn't really matter, because you'll find if you're willing to do it and you're actually going to succeed, you'll find a way to do it either way. So it's just up to you really. But yeah, from there I was obviously on my own, and 2024, like midway through the year, was pretty low. It wasn't until, I can't even remember exactly when my next product started to do well, but I know it was like at least midway through, maybe a little after midway through 2024, we'll say like maybe July time or somewhere around then, like June, July. But I was actually running, I don't know if you remember those like Batman, I think there's still a thing actually in the market. It's like a Batman phone holder for your car. Really good product actually. And I ran that up and I think I did around 2k with that, which was pretty decent considering that was like my first, you know, big push after that. And then again, it was just sort of, I made okay money, but then it was the end of Q4, well, not the end of Q4, but like Q4 of 2024, the end of the year, that really pushed me and really allowed me to see what I could do really. So I found a product and it was really good, and I already had like an account ready for it and everything. So this product was, I'm not going to reveal it because it's still making money to this day, but we'll just say it's a really good product, really good wave factor, and it was perfect for me to run, and I knew it was going to work. So first video I posted with it went viral on TikTok and Instagram, so I already knew like, boom, this is crazy, this is a really, really good product. And then the first month, I think I ran up about, well, in total over about 3 to 4 months, it was like 31k. But then I believe in the 1 month it was, I can't actually think exactly. I know, I think it was like, might have been like 7,000 or something. And then December was like 17,000, which was crazy. because that was like my first 10k month profit. So yeah, I did that, and that was a great sort of push through for me. And then soon after, so that was obviously Q4, and I'd hit really good numbers, and that was my first 10k month, and officially made me a 5-figure dropshipper, which was really impressive for me. And then from there, I've obviously, now it's like March time, so the product's still selling, the product's still making money, not quite as much, but I'm still making like 1k profit a month minimum, which is great. But yeah, so that's kind of the start to now story of me. I'll do more in depth if you want, like let me know in the comments if you want a more in-depth story around it, but that's kind of just a rundown. Now obviously, if you were like in the position to start and you wanted to start, that's what I would just recommend. I'd recommend just getting started. You know, you've done your research, this is part of your research. If you've done like, you know, if you've got enough knowledge to just start, you know the basics, you know how to just pick a product, you know what you need to do with the product, just do it, because it might take a while, it might take time, but especially if you're young, you've got the time to test and fail first. So just try it out, and you never know what will happen, because I definitely didn't think I was gonna hit 5 figures this year, well last year, and then this year I aim to hit 6 figures. So yeah, that's gonna be crazy, but I really didn't expect it, really like over exceeded my expectations, and I bet you will too. So yeah, I just recommend getting started. Like if I had one word of advice, it would just be to start and, you know, just do it, because you're not going to be able to achieve anything if you don't just go for it. But yeah, that's kind of the rundown, and like yeah, I'd probably say that's all I need to say. I'm going to be posting every single day, so if you want more videos like this, or if you want like shorter videos, I don't mind, I'll post anything, but I just want to share my document my journey, and also share my knowledge with you. So just let me know what you guys want, and I'll be sure to post it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.